Okay, so I've started recording to let us know. Okay, my name is Zainab, or you can see me as Damilola on the group. So either I go by Zainab or Damilola. Yes, so I'm taking us on today's class, which is date functions. So date functions are those functions in Microsoft Excel that helps us in the date aspect. We have the date and time aspect. We don't just do calculations. We talk about yesterday's data set, we talk about next week's data set, talk about last year. How do we check those dates? So we're going to be talking about those particular things today. So we're going to start with the simplest one. So okay, well, let me do something like this. I'm going to just list out some of the formulas that we're going to be using today. I'm going to list them out in this new sheet. You don't have to do it, just I want to list them out. So for today, we're going to be taking today function. Yeah. Okay. Today, we're going to be taking the now function. We're going to be taking the day function. We're going to be taking the month, the year, the date, the day. We're going to be taking the e-date. We're going to be taking the EO month. We're going to be taking the work day. We're going to be taking the work day. We're going to be taking the work day international. Yes. This might not be all, but these are the ones I remember. But let us go with it. And we'll just check the syllabus that was sent to us earlier. We're going to be starting with today function. That's affecting on this list here. Today function. So the name, as the name implies, what today function does is it just returns today's date for us. In situations whereby we have we want to list out, we want to have now. If I'm to write an index, if I want to create a column containing numbers, that's a list of numbers or an index, right? All I have to do is I'll just press in 1, 2, I'm not really sure. Hold on, sorry. 1, 2, then I'll just come back here. I'll do this. Then I'll just drag down. So for this one, I'm actually creating a sequence of numbers. This one are just numbers. So if you have a situation whereby we want to create today's date, we want to have today's date on our list, we can use today's function. So today's function is it's a function that returns what today's date for us, and it doesn't accept any argument. It doesn't accept argument like the ones that VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP does. What it does is it's returning today's date back for us. I'm going to do it right beside. Let me just go to this machine. I'm just going to enter. Let me increase this so that we can see it clearly. So I'm going to type in equals to today. So before we can start any formula, we have to start with equals to. I'm going to enter in equals to today. So you can see what it does. It says it returns the current date formatted as a date for us. So it's returning today's date back for us. So if I open up this function, it doesn't accept any formula. It doesn't accept any argument, like I said earlier. It doesn't have argument like lookup value or return array or anything. Since it's helping us to return today's date, we just open up the formula and then close it back. So I've opened the today function, and then I'm just going to close it, then enter. So now it has returned what today's date back for me. So now today's date is what 4th of February 2025. And this automatically updates, meaning if I leave we have it. Just I should slow down. Oh, okay. Sorry. My color to white. I'm not really sure. I think I like it this way. Okay, I'm going to take it back. I said these are we're working with today's function, date functions today, date functions. Those functions in Excel that helps us with the date and time. So I listed out some of the functions that we're going to be doing today, which is what we have them listed here already in this sheet that I have here. We have today, we have now, we have day, month, year, we have dates, we have days, we have e-dates, we have EO month, we have work day, we have work day international. So I'm starting with the today function. So this today function, as I say, it returns today's date back for us. It will just return today's date back for us. That's the date as our laptop. So if I enter in and I said it doesn't accept any argument, when I mean argument like, when we open up equals, when we open up X lookup, or we open up count if, let me use count if then. If we open up count if will ask you for range and criteria, right? But in today function, it doesn't accept those kind of stuff. Since it's helping us to return today's date back for us, we're not required to input in anything for you to help us check. So when we enter in equals to today, we open up the formula, just close it. But you can see it doesn't have anything for us to fill out. You open the formula up, you close it, then you press enter. So it's returning today's date back for us. Actually my screen, all of my screens, my eyes, I think I like the color like this. Okay, but let me see. Let me see. Sorry for everyone, sorry. Let me just do this so that she can see clearly. Hold on a bit. Sorry, don't get annoyed. I want me to wear glass. You want me to wear my glasses? Okay. Okay. All right, let's go back. I hope it's fine now. Load now. And again. Yeah. Okay. It's fine now, yeah? Okay. So as I said earlier, this is today function and it's returning what? Today's date back to us. We don't need to fill out anything inside of it. Just pressing equals to today, open your bracket, then close it back. And now, as I said earlier, this today function, it updates by itself. Presently, when I'm telling that it should return today's date back for me, it is returning 4th of February 2025. If this formula is left till tomorrow, it's also going to take tomorrow's date as today. It's going to keep updating. It's just like time. Time doesn't wait for anyone. So if I leave this formula like this till whenever it is I'm going to use it next, the date is going to change and change and change and change. So there's a way we can actually stop it, because if I'm actually asking if I'm actually asking Excel to return today's date for me presently, probably what I need it for, I just need it for that today's date at the moment. So there's a way for me to stop it from, I can stop it from automatically updating by itself. Meaning I can remove the formula that is actually controlling it. I said earlier, if I tell you that, okay, I want to check, if I check the time now, the time is 8:42 p.m., right? That's Nigerian time, sorry. The time is 8:42 p.m. In the next 5 minutes, it's going to be what? 8:47 p.m., right? That's how this today's function also works. If I should leave it till tomorrow, it's going to take tomorrow's date as what? As the new today. And then it's going to what? Return it back. It's going to return what? Tomorrow's date for me. So as I said earlier, there's a way we can stop it from it. We can stop it updating by itself. We can remove the formula beneath it. So how can we do that? Since I've typed out the formula equal to today and returning today's date back for me, all I can do here is I can copy this, Control C to copy. I copied Control C to copy. And then let's assume I want to paste it right beside it here. I see it. I'm not just going to do Control V. Control V is to paste. I'm not just going to do that, because I should do that. It's still going to be having the formula beneath it. So yeah, I'm going to come up to this paste. I'm going to come up to these paste options there. Still on our home tab. That's the first ribbon you're going to see on your home tab. I'm going to just click on the button or the arrow beneath that paste. And I'm going to come down to paste values. Paste value. I'm pasting it as what? As a value. I'm telling you to what? Remove. I want you to just paste it as that value that is seen there for me. So I should click on this paste values now. Now this one is changing number, meaning the data type. The data type in this new cell here is different. It is not in date. If I come here, let's look up to this particular place. So you can see that this thing is writing date up here. That's the number format in this place here is writing date. But if I click on this one that I pasted now, it's giving me a general. Are you getting it? So I have to change the format. I have to change the data type of this particular cell to date so that it can return the date back for me. I'm not going to click on this drop down here. Then I'll just pick the date. So you can see here that we have short date, we have long date. So you can pick whichever one that you want to work with. So let's just work with short date. Since that's what we're working with, I'm going to click on short date, and then I'm going to have it here. So now if you look at our formula bar right here, you can see now look at this first one that we did. There's a formula controlling, there's a formula beneath it that's equal to today. But now look at this one that we have here now. There is no formula inside of it, meaning this one will not change. If I should leave this formula till tomorrow, it's not going to change. But this one that I use with formula is still going to change. So whichever one you want to use, if it's something that you need it to be updating by itself, you can leave it as that. You can leave it as that. Are you getting me? But if you need it to leave as, if you don't want it to be known that it was a formula you used to actually generate that particular date, you can copy it and then you can paste it as a value. You don't remove the formula from it. So that's for today's date. As I said earlier, today's function rather, it returns today's date back for us. So now we now have now. When I mean now means present. When I mean present, I'm saying today's date and time, as in now. So that's what now is working with. It returns today's date and time back for us. So the same thing as the today, I just want to enter in equals to now. I see, you can see what it does. It says it returns the current date and time formatted as a date and time. It's returning, when I said now, I'm telling you that return what you can see now, presently. I'm going to just open up the now function, and as you can see, it doesn't have any argument for me to fill out here also. All I have to do is just close my bracket on it, then press enter. So now this one has a date. Now I told you that the now function is returning today's date and time. But the format in this particular one is telling me that it's just dates. Are you getting me? And there's a way we can change it. There's a way we can change it whereby it's going to be bringing out the correct format it's supposed to bring out, which is what? The date and time. I hope I'm not going too fast. For people that I was going too fast for earlier, I hope I'm not going too fast. Is it okay? Am I going too fast or am I getting it? Nobody's answering. I'm not going to assume. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, this now function is okay. This now function is supposed to return today's date and time for us. But the number format that is in this particular cell here is just date. So we can change it in this number format here to what? To the format that says date and time. So how can we do that? In this date format here, this number that we're seeing here, I'm going to click on this arrow that you can see here. That means you should just expand it for me. It should give me the fuller options. I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to have this option out. Hold on. This prompt should come out now. Yes, this prompt should come out now because I'm in a date and time function. You can see that it has brought up the date for me. Now I have to just look for the one that fits what I'm actually looking for. Now everything here is just date. So I'm scrolling up and down now. Everything here is just date. So I'm looking for the one that has the date and the time. Okay. Now I have it right here. You can see it. I have the date and time. It's not as if this, if I change, okay, let me say, if I come here now, if I come to this today, the one that we did earlier, this today, and I come here to this more number format here, and I'm changing it to, let's say I'm changing it to the one that has time also. You can see. Okay, now I want us to cite the difference. Now, this one, I changed the format in this place to the one that has date and time, and it's bringing out of 12 a.m. But let us look at the function that actually returns the date and time for us. I want to change the number format in this now function to date and time. I'm going to come up with this more number format. I'm going to change it to the time. So this one that has the time here. So now you can see it. Now that's because the function that is in this particular one here doesn't align with date and time. What it aligns with is what? Just today's date. So even if I'm changing the format to date and time in that more number format, it's not going to bring out the correct time for me. That's because that's not what the function is working with. But the one that actually works with date and time, which is what? The now function, that one is now bringing out what? The correct date and time outside for me. Now, this one, I told you that time waits for no one. If I should perform any other function beneath this one now, the time is also going to change. Let me do something like let me just do an addition, this thing equals to 2 plus 2. Then enter. Now, you know, earlier it was 8:46 p.m. Now it has changed to what? 8:49 p.m. This is what I mean by what? It automatically updates both the today function and the now function. It automatically updates, as in it doesn't wait for anyone. So if I'm to leave this function also like this, the time is also just going to be like your clock. But then it's not going to change unless you do something after it. You can see now, if I should leave this one now like this, if I should leave this time like this now, it's not going to change. Even if the time passes, it's not going to change unless I do something else beneath it, that I'm just performing any other function after it. But I said earlier, just the way we did it for this one here. If you don't want it to update by itself, you just what? You copy and then you paste it as a value. Meaning you're telling Excel to what? Paste it as the value that it is seen in that particular cell. Then the time is going to be what? It's going to be stuck. Are you getting it? So that's for today and the now function. So now we're not going to go on to this third one that says the day. You know, in a date, if you are saying a date has the day, it has month, and it has year inside of it. A date. That's the format is following: day, month, and year. So this day function, what it does is just extract out the day for us. That's, you know, today's date is 4/4/2025. That's today's date is 4. That's the day itself is 4. We're in the 4th day of April. So today is 4, then the month is 4, and then the year is 2025. So that is what day is talking with. That's what day is working with. It only extract out what the day. They extract the day out for us. Now let us work with this other date. That's our original data set. Let me insert a new column here so we can work with the day. The day. Okay. But this date function is actually not very hard. You can see it's very simple. What I've been saying is very simple. So I'm going to just enter in equals to day. So you can see it says it returns the day of the month. A day from 1 to 31. That means the day has to be the day. That's our days. We don't have any day that is more than 31, right? January is 31, March is 31, and all that. So it extract out the day for us. So I open up this day now. This one is not asking us for, it has an argument for us to fill out. We have to fill out this syntax inside it. Meaning, since I want you to help me to extract something, where is it extracting it from? That's what this serial number is for. Where is it extracting? It's extracting it from this particular date right here. So I want you to help me bring out the day in this place here. So it depends on how your own number format is working with. My number format here is, let's see. I think this is day, month, and year. No, this is month, day, and year. The normal format here is month, day, and year. Yes. So you can see that the date is in between. That's 25, 23, and all that. They're in between. So the normal format here, the date format here is month. Month is coming first, then followed by the day, followed by the what? Followed by the year. But then I want to extract out the day, I'm just going to write in equals to day. I'll open this up. Then I'll just pick the date that I wanted to help me extract something from. That's the serial number. Then I'll just close my bracket on it, then enter. Now, look at it. That's the reason why this thing is bringing out as date is because the format in this particular column is in the date function, is in the date. If you can look at it up here, where we're changing stuff, you can see it in the normal format. It is date. All I have to do is I'll just come back here and then change it to general. So now I already have my day available here. Let me just change the entire column so that, because if I should drop it down, it's going to do the same thing for everybody. Let me just change everything to general. Let me just do it again. Delete. Yep. So now I said day. That's just day. The day, it doesn't have anything extra with it. Just equals to day. If I enter in equals to day, just pick my serial number. My serial number is the date that I want to work with. Now, if you don't have the date available, let's add now, you know, for this one, I have my other date in this column. Now, what if you don't have your date available here? We can write it inside. We can write it inside. Now, before we can write it inside, we have to put it in double quote. Just be used to return our if. If this one is greater than or equal to something, return pass or fail, right? Those pass or fail, we have to write it in double quote. So we are doing the same thing for this one also. That's because we're not returning a number. It has operator, it has characters inside of it. It has slash inside of it. So now let's assume I still want to write out this particular date, right? But I don't want to pick it as a cell reference here. I want to write it out. So I've put up my quotes, then I'll write 1 1/2021. Then I'll close my quote on it, close my bracket, then enter. So consider it's still the same thing as bringing out for me. Now this one is me writing it inside. Assuming I'm just writing a number, you know that one number doesn't actually require me to write it in double quote, but because it has characters inside of it, it has delimiters, that's a slash. That's I'm writing it in quotes. So this day function returns what? It only extract out what? The day for us, that's the day number. So the same thing goes for month also. Month, just as the name implies, it extracts the month number out for us. We need to enter in equals to month. So you can see it returns the month, a number from 1 to 12. I'm just going to open this up. You can see that it's still asking for the same syntax, which is what serial number. I'm just going to pick this date here. Then I'll press enter. So returning 1. Now don't be confused. This one and these two ones that you're seeing here, they're not the same thing. This one is meaning the first. That's the first of that particular month. Why this one here is telling me that it is January. January is 1, right? That's what this one is talking about. So this month is extracting what? The number for us. We also have the year. We also have year. So as that one also says, is extract out what? Extract out the year number for us. We need to open up the year. Then I'm going to pick my date also. Then enter. I have my year available right here. I see it. As simple as that. Day, year, day, month, and year. So we also have date. I think date is the next one. Yes, date is the next one. So this one just helps us to combine, numbers together and then return it as a date format. A date format like this. You're not going to return it like this. 1/2021. 1/1/2021. So now, since I already have them separated like this, I already have 1/2021 separated like this. I can combine them back together for it to return something like this back for me. I'm going to enter in equals to date. So it says it returns the number that represents the date in Microsoft Excel date time code. So I'm going to open up this date function. So you can see the syntax is actually asking for. It's asking for the year, month, and day. Where is my year? This is my year, right? Comma. Where's my month? This is my month right here. And my day is where? This is my day right here. And I'll just press enter. Now, the reason why I'm talking about writing this is what? The format here is number. We're going to come back here and just change it to date. You can see that it's still returning the same thing back for us. So is it about picking it as a cell reference like this, D2, C2, and B2, or we write it inside? Equals to date. I hope I'm not boring also. Equals to date 2021. And I hope I'm not sleeping. My month is what? 1. And my date is what? 1. Now put my brackets and enter. I'm going to come back here and change this one also to date. So you can see it. Okay, so very simple. You can see it's very simple. So now that's it for the date function. For the dates, date function. So we have done this one. So now let's see what we have next. We now have days. So these days is just talking about difference between two dates. That means between today and next week, how many days is going to go by? Or between let's say between 1st of January 2025 and this particular date, how many days has gone by? That's just what days it's talking about. It's telling me the difference between two dates. So if I come here and just enter in equals to days, so you can see it says it returns the number of days between the two dates. If I open this up, I have end date and I have start date. Like I said, those are the two important things that I actually need to fill out: the end date and the start date. So I said, I want to check out how many days has gone by between 1st of January 2025 and this particular date right here. So what's going to be my end date, everyone? I need answers. I told you what we are actually looking for is the difference, how many days has gone by between today and the beginning of this year. So in this argument here, what's going to be my end date? Can anybody answer? What's going to be my end date? Let me see. Oh, hold on. Okay. 4th of April. Thank you. So today is going to be my end date. That's the later date, yes. So now, do you know that there are different ways to writing this end date? Is either I write a today function inside of it, or I type out today's date inside. For this end date now, since we're using today's date, I can tell it my end date is pick today as my end date. Pick today as my end date, then comma, what will be my start date? This date right here. Then enter. Why is this thing hanging? Why are you hanging? Ah. Okay. So it's telling me that it's found a typo, that it just opened it's corrected my, I didn't close it properly. So I've closed it here, then enter. Where's the date? Oh, sorry. I was just wondering why is it 1000 and something? That's not the date I'm supposed to put. Days. My end date is today. And then my start date is 1st of January. That's what I'm supposed to do. So 1st of January is going to be in double quotes. I told you. 1/1/2025. Then I'll close the quote on it, close my bracket also, then enter. So it says 93 days has gone by. Is that correct? January, February, March. Okay, 3 months. Yeah. So I don't even, I cannot even calculate. Just telling me that what? 93 days has gone by. Out of how many days? How many days do we have in a year? 365, right? This is not a leap year now. So we have 365 days. So we have used 93 days out of the year. Okay. So out of the year already. So that's what days is talking about. It's just helping us to return it's just telling us the difference, the number of days that has gone by between two dates. So now I know I told you I was going to say something now. Let's take it again. Equals to days. So now these days now. I don't know if anybody can tell me what other function can we use to get the difference between two dates, or to get the difference between two things. Let me stress your head. We can use our minus. I want to get how many days has gone, or the difference between this particular thing. If I'm to tell it equals to 5 minus 3, how many is this? So it's supposed to return 2 back for me, right? So I can do the same thing for minus also. If I tell it equals to today, right? Today is the later date, equals to today minus, what's the date? Am I correct? 1/1/2025. I think we need to put double quotes. Let's put double quotes here. Double quotes here. Let's see if it will work. It's still 93. Okay. So now let me take this one again. I said, is either, to get the difference between those two dates, we can either use the days function itself. That's the days. We can either use days, or we use our normal subtraction. Subtraction doesn't have a function. So we can use this hyphen that we use here. So you can just pick it equals to what I said by using today. So we can just write, let's write it inside. 4/4/2025, right? I'm going to close the quote here. Minus, what was that date we're working with? 1/1/2025. Then I'll close the quote also, then enter. So I see you giving me 93. So it's as simple as that. This is just helping us to return the difference between two dates for us. How many days has gone by between two dates? Now let us work with e-date. Let us work with e-date. E-date means exact date. Please hold on a bit, sorry. Maybe I need. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So we're supposed to move on to this next one that says e-date. So E date means end date. It means end date, just as the name is like E date means end date. Now, what does it actually do? This E date is used to calculate it. E date is used to calculate the number of months that is added to a particular date. Just like we're trying to get a maturity date or something. If I'm giving you a project today, right? I'm giving you a project today, and I'm asking you to submit it in 2 months' time. In 2 months' time. Now, what particular date are you going to submit it? So end date is used to what? It's used to calculate a maturity date or sort. Are you getting me? So if I'm giving you something, or just I'm using to calculate due dates. What particular date will you fall on if I'm to add a number of months to it? So E date it goes like this, equals to E date. So it says it returns the serial number of the date that is the indicated number of months before or after the start date. That means we can calculate before a date, or we can calculate after a date. Meaning, if I'm giving, let's assume now today's date, I'm asking you to get 2 months before today's date. What particular date did that particular thing fall on? That's what this E date is talking about. If I'm saying before is talking about before this date, right? Yeah, that's how I can explain this. So let me open it back. Sorry. Equals to E date. If I open this E date now, I have the start date and I have the month. So it's just helping us to add month to a particular date, and it's returning the due date back for us. So if I'm starting, as I said earlier, let me still use that maturity date as an example. I'm giving you a project, I'm giving you a specific assignment for you to submit in month. So this E date doesn't work with weeks, it doesn't work with weeks, it doesn't work with dates. It works with months or years. So if I'm giving you, okay, I'm giving you in 2 years time. So if you are to use this E date to calculate how many what particular date with 2 years from now, what particular date will it fall on? We can use E date, but then before we can use E date, we have to convert that 2 years into months before we can use it inside this function here. So now let's assume I'm giving it 4 months from now. I want to calculate 4 months from now. What particular date will it fall on? Remember, some months used to have 30 days. Some used to have 31 days. Are you getting me? So that's why we cannot actually specify what particular date will it fall on. Let us use the Excel function to check. So if I'm telling it, I want to check what date will 4 months from now, what date will it fall on? So if I enter in E date, so it's asking for my start date. What date should it start counting from? So I'm telling it to start from today. Start from today. I'm using today as my start date. Then comma month. How many months should it add to this particular date for it to return for me? As I said earlier, I want it to return what? 4 months for me. Then I'll close my bracket on it, then enter. So I'm coming here to just change this back to date. Date. So here now it's telling me that 4 months from today is going to be, what's 8? 8 is August, yes. August 4th, 2025. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yes. It's telling me that 4 months from today, 4 months from today is going to fall on what? 4th of August, 2025. So I said earlier, if I'm to calculate 2 years from now, if I'm telling you that, okay, I want to give you this particular thing, and I have to submit it in 2 years. I have to submit it in 2 years. That's 2 years exactly. Exactly. So I'm to use it in 2 years. I have to change this 2 years into months first before I can use it in the E date function. So 2 years here is going to be what? 1 year is what? 12 months. 12 months times 2. I did not start with equals to 12 months. Remember, why I'm using 12 is because now I'm using 2 years. So 1 year is 12 months. So 12 months times the number of years that I'm using, 2. Then enter. 24. So now, if I'm now to use the E date function, I'll start with E date. What's the start date? The start date is still today. I'll put my bracket on it. Then the month, I'm not going to specify 24 months. And I'll close my bracket, then enter. And just come back and change it. If you don't want to keep going through this trade, you can just change the entire column. And let me just keep like this. That means that 2 years from now, that's 24 months from now, is going to be what? 4th of April. Still the same 4th of April 2027. So when you say end date, that's it's just talking about the exact day that's going to end, not anything extra or anything beneath it. So now this one is after. And remember, when the definition of this e-date is talking about before and after. So we can tell it before also. That means 2 years before today is what? That's minus 24. I'm going to enter in equals to e-date. So my start date is still going to be my today. Now my month is now going to be minus that because I want you to help me count 24 months backward. So my month is going to be minus 24. Now this one should be returning 2023 for me. That's because 2 years backward is what? 2023 and 2025. I'm going to close my bracket here, then press enter. Let me just change this thing. Keep stressing me out. Close now. Just change here to just this. So now I can see now it's returning what? 4th of April 2023. So just helping me count it backward. So the same thing goes for this EO month also. This EO month means end of month. So this end of month is talking about the particular it's going to be checking the end of the month for us. Not that some months used to have some months have 31 days, some have 30 days. Right? February has either 28 or 29 days, right? So this is what EO month is talking about. So e-date and EO month, they're actually the same thing. They are used for the same function, right? But it's just they are different in the sense that what e-date is talking about that particular end date. The date is going to help you return that particular date for you. Now you just want to add months to it. Why this EO month will tell you the last day of that particular month. If I'm working with something and that is going to end in June, that's let me say June is 2 months from now. So June is 2 months from now. Now, if I'm to use EO month in this particular aspect now, it's going to return 30 for me. That's because June has 30 days. So let's try it out. I love the practical. Let's just use the practical aspect to explain. So EO month, can see it says return display of the last day of that particular month, which is not what e-date is working with. E-date is just returning that particular date for you. Now open up the EO month. Can see it also has the same syntax. It has the same argument for us to fill out. We have the start date and also have the month. I'm still going to use today also. Today. Then the month, I'm still okay. We're talking about 2 months from now. Okay, let's see. It's 2 months from now, June. Yes. So you can see it now that it's returning what? June 30, 2025. If I'm to use it, if I'm to check 2 months from now in e-date, it's going to return June 4, 2025 for me, not 30. Let's use e-date for it. E-date. My start date is today. And then my month is still 2 here. Then enter. Change it. Coming here to change it to long date. So I can see it's also returning date for me, just telling me how many months what particular dates do you have? If I'm to give you this particular thing for 2 months, I'm giving you the project today, which is what 4th of April 2025, and I'm giving you 2 months to complete it, right? So is either you're returning it on that particular date 2 months from now, or you're returning it at the last day of the month. So e-date will return the exact date for us 2 months from now, while EO month will return the last day of that month. So if I'm to extend it to 3 months, if I'm to extend this month syntax here to 3 months, that one is July. Now, what's going to return here for me is no longer going to be 30. It's not going to be what? 31. So these two are used to calculate maturity date. They used to calculate due dates of stuff, right? Whereby you have to impute the date yourself. That's the date you are starting with. And it doesn't necessarily have to be today's date. We can start calculating maturity date from next week. Let's say let me use 11th of April. I can give it equals to e-date. That means you have to start that particular project 11th of April, no longer today. 11th of April is next week now. That's next week Friday or so. Yes. So now in this e-date, in that start date aspect, I'm going to put in double quotes. I'm starting with month, remember. So month is 4/11/2025. I'll close the quote on it. That's my start. That's when you're supposed to start that particular project. Then comma the month. How many months? I'm still working with let's say 2 months. Let's work with 2 months. Now this one should be returning what for me? So it's supposed to be returning June 11, 2025. June 11, you can see it is returning what? June 11, 2025. So your start date specification doesn't necessarily have to be today. You put your start date yourself. It can even be last year. It can be last year. Let's assume the person was given the project last year. We're giving the project, like, okay, I gave you this particular project last year, and I gave you 6 months to complete it. When are you supposed to return it? This particular date. So we can use it to what? Calculate maturity date. We can, maturity date is booking date. We're going to calculate due date, just like a pregnancy, or you have 9 months. Sorry, I don't want to be vulgar. Yes, so we're going to just calculate due date. Yes, so if you are giving something for a particular month, you want to calculate want to get the particular date that particular month want to calculate the date that it will fall on. So we can either use the e-date function or we use the what? We can use the EO-month function. Just know the difference. E-date will return the date for you, the exact date, while EO-month will return the end of the month back for us. I'll answer the question after the class. So now I skipped something. I was supposed to do something, but I skipped it. Sorry. So I'm going to go back to it now. So I've done this e-date and EO-month. So we're supposed to work with text functions. We were supposed to work with text function. Just have your question available. When we're done, I'm going to answer the question. So we don't go back and forth. Yes. But I said earlier, I skipped this particular function, which is it's not a date function actually, but I'm going to be using it in this date function. Why? Because it helps here. So now this text function that I mentioned now is used to format, it returns. Oh, sorry, please. 1 minute, please. Okay, so as I was explaining earlier, I said this text function is not a date function exactly, but I'm going to be using it in today's class. Why? Because we're going to be using it now. So this text function rather, it helps us to format values into a text format for us. Situation whereby we want to get day names. We want to get day names. Just the way we have today. Today's date, the day of the week rather. We want to get the day of the week that our date fall under. We have today's date is 4th of April 2025, right? Now, what particular day of the week did today fall on? Today is a Friday. Now we can use that text function to get the day name, the day of the week that our date falls on, using that text function. So now we're looking at this first date that we have here, which is what? 1st of January 2021. If I don't look at my calendar, I won't know the day that this particular date fall on. That's like 4 years back, right? So instead of me going back to my calendar to check it, I can use the text function for you to tell me the day that this particular date fall on. So let us use it to generate our day name. That's the day of the week. I'm going to enter in equals to text function. You can see it says it converts a value to text in a specific number format. Now let us see how it works. If I open up this text function now, I have value as the first syntax to fill out, and then I also have the format text. So now this value here is going to be my date, meaning I want you to help me format out this date in a specific way. So now my value is going to be my date right here. I picked my date, then comma. My format text is now going to be, I want you to help me format out the day name, that's the day of the week. Now I'm going to open up my double quotes, then I'm going to put D for this. That's day. I'll close my quotes back. I'll close my bracket on it, then I'll press enter. Now it's telling me that this particular date fell on a Friday. This particular date fell on a Friday. Now if I should drop this down now, I'm going to be having the day that every other date fall on. Now, why do we need this particular thing? We need the aspect whereby we want to get the day of the week that we are making sales. That's the day of the week that our sales actually was very, very high. We can actually format out our date first. to get the day of the week that those dates fall on. And then we can now check using, we can either use the count if aspect to check it, or we can use the sum if, whereby we want to check, oh, what particular date did we make enough quantity? Did we sell enough quantity, right? But first of all, we must have a date first for it to help us format. Let me take this date thing again. I said earlier, this text function, we're using it to format out our date in a specific aspect. So I want it to help us to bring out the day name, that's the day of the week that our date fell on. I'm going to enter in equals to text. I'll open it up. Then I have the value and I have the format text. So this value, as I said, is going to be my date. I want it to help me format out my date. So my date is going to be my value right here. Then comma, my format text. I'm going to open up my quotes because I want it to format out day. For that, I'm writing D. And the reason why I'm putting it in the reason why I'm having 4 Ds, I want it to help me write it out in full. That means Friday. We're going to experiment with the other ones now. So I'm going to just close my bracket on it, then enter Friday. Now let us work with 3 Ds first. Equals to text. See the same text. I'm picking my value as my date here. Then the format text, I'm going to write D. That's 3 Ds. Now this one is going to be in the short form. I'll just close my brackets here, then enter. You can see it. Friday. So I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using this 4D because I wanted to write it out for me in full. We can also use 2D also. Now 2D only is just going to return number for me because there's no way it can actually shorten this fry again unless I want to have F. So what's going to help me bring out is just 01. It's just going to add 0 to the day in that date for me. And it's going to return it in a text format. Let's see how it works. If I enter in equals to text, my value is still my date here, then comma. I'm going to open up my quotes, then 2D. I'll close my quotes here, close my brackets, then enter. So you can see it's just adding 0 to the 1. But now how it is returning it here is in a date format. It is not a number. If you look at this 01 and look at this 9 that we have here, they're not that different. In this one, it automatically aligns our numbers to the right hand side for us. If I want to write Femi, let me just write Femi. If I'm to write Femi, Femi, automatically it aligns to the left hand side. That's because it's a text. It aligns text to the left hand side, while the numbers to the right hand side. So now this text function now that I told it to help me to format in 2Ds. It's bringing it out as a text, not a number. And we know the formula that can help us to generate this one without using it. We can use our normal day function. If I'm trying to extract out the day itself, I can just use my day function to bring it out. If I'm trying to see the day of the week that particular date fell on, I can always use what? The text function. So now the way we have it in days, system. Sorry. So now the way we have it in the day, we can also format out our month name also, meaning what month did this particular thing fall on. Let me just delete this one. I'm going to do it with the month text function. I'm still using my date as my value. Then the format now is now going to be MMMM. It's no longer DDD any longer because I'm working with month now. It's going to be MMMM. Then I'll close the quote on it. I'll close my brackets. Then I'll press enter. So now you can see that it's returning what? January back for me. So the same way we have 4M here, that's returning it in full. You can also do 3Ms also. That will return it in what? In the shortened aspect. That's JAN and all that. You get it? And we can also do 2M also, where it's going to return 01 for us. And we also know instead of us using the text function to extract out number, you can just use the formula that actually extract out numbers for, which is what? The month function itself. So we can also extract out the year also using what? YYYY. So we enter in our text. My value is this. Then my format text is going to be YYYY. Then I'll close my quote on it, close my brackets, then enter. So now it's returning what? It's returning 2021 back for me. Let's see. Expiry date of a product, yes. So it's just so that e-date and EO month is used to what? It's used to help us calculate due date. Due date. I'm producing this particular thing today, and I'm giving it 2 months to expire. What date will it expire? What date will it expire? I can use the e-date, I can use the EO month. And I told you that before you can use those two, you have to change your stuff you have to change that what you're working with to months first. That's the only way it can accept it. So now you can see what this text does now. Text is used to what? Helping us to format our values into a text format. Whereby we need to get the day name, that's the day of the week that our date fell on. We need to get the month that our date fell on. Now this year, this year, is that we can either do it like this, or we can use the year function itself. You know, we have done it earlier, equals to a year. To extract out the year function, to extract out the year for us. I'll just pick my serial number here, then enter. You see returning what? Now you can see the difference now. This one that I'm using the year function is aligning to the right as a number. Why this one is aligning to the left as a text? So whichever way you're going to be using is up to you. But those are the two ways you can use to extract out the year from a date. So now that's it for the I totally forgot about it earlier though. This is it right here. So we can extract out our day name, our month name, and our year. So now we now have work day. Yes, work day. As the name implies, it is used to calculate the number of working days for us. The working days. Not automatically. Our working days, we have 7 days in a week, right? Our working days is Mondays to Fridays. Why Saturdays and Sundays are supposed to be our weekends, but adulthood. So Saturdays and Sundays are supposed to be not supposed to, but Saturdays and Sundays are our weekends. So in this workday function here, it will help us calculate, it will return the date they are supposed to finish work, automatically removing Saturdays and Sundays as part of your working days. As part of your working days. Now this is it. If I'm to resume work today, let me use Monday. If I'm to resume work on Monday, right? I'm resuming work on Monday. Monday should be, what date is that? 5th, 6th, 7th. I'm resuming work on the 7th of April. And let's just use the simplest one. I'm to work for 7 days. That's 7 days is a week. Now, normally, if I'm to work for 7, I'm supposed to finish work on Sunday. Right? I'm supposed to be finishing work on Sunday, which is 7 days. Is that not it? But if I'm to use this work day function itself, it's not going to calculate Saturdays and Sundays as my work day. It's going to add 2 more days to my working days. It's going to add another Monday and Tuesday to it. Removing Saturdays and Sundays. Let us see how it works. Let me just talk. Okay, let me just go back here. Yes. So I'm going to enter in equals to work day. Equals to work day. Now, in this one, we have start date, we have days, and then we have what? We have holidays. So our start date, let's use today. I am to start work today. This is my start date, right? And I'm supposed to work for 7 days. You can see the difference now. This one is asking for days, not months. So we can use days here. So if I'm to put 7 here, it's not calculating 7 months, it's calculating 7 days for me. So 7 days. Now you know that I don't know if you have been told, but any function you are seeing in this square bracket, like this order that we're seeing here now, this square bracket that we're seeing here, if you are seeing it in a square bracket, it is optional. There are syntaxes that are optional. There are arguments that are optional. You don't need to, if you don't fill it out, nothing will happen to your formula. But if you have the need to fill it out, you can fill it out yourself. We are going to work with holidays. Let us work with start date and days first. So as I said earlier, I'm starting work today, and I'm to work for 7 days. What date am I going to finish working? So let's close our brackets here and enter. Let's change this one to date. So now if I'm to start work today, no, I'm starting work today. My start date is today, but I'm starting work tomorrow. No, let us see. Don't mind my English, please. So my start date is today, and I'm to work for 7 days. Now it's telling me that I'm going to be finishing work on the 15th of April, 2025. Now let us open our calendar to calculate. Let us open our calendar to calculate it. Open up, open up, open up, open up, open up. Open. Sorry, let's open. Okay. So now I said I'm starting work today and I'm giving 7 days as a trial to work. On what particular date am I going to be finishing work? So now Friday is my start date, but I'm not working Saturday and Sunday. You know, I told you in work day function itself, it doesn't accept Saturdays and Sundays as a working days. So it's going to start calculating from year, which is Monday. So I'm starting from year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This next Saturday and Sunday also is not included. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 6, 7. So now for me, that my start date is going to be today. My end date, that date I'm going to be finishing work. The date I'm going to be finishing work is on the 15th of April. Now, assuming I'm working without break, that I'm working non-stop without any break, then I'm going to be finishing earlier. So, but in work day, it automatically removes Saturdays and Sundays as what? As our weekends. Now, if you're removing Saturdays and Sundays as your weekend, that means you should know that what? Your days to work are going to work is going to be increased. That is going to be different. If we are two, right? We are two people who are working for 7 days. Now, the first person is going to be working Saturdays and Sundays. Why you're not going to be working Saturdays and Sundays, but you're both giving 7 days to work. Now, the person is going to be working Saturday and Sunday is going to finish work before you. That's because they don't have any break. While you will have break. So for you having that Saturdays and Sundays as your break, you're going to be having 2 more days added to your work, to your own working days, and it's going to be increased. Let me take it again. I feel like I was too fast in that aspect. So equals to work day. Work day. I'm going to open it up. My start date. Let us work with. Let us still work with today. I'm working with today. Then days. Let's still work with 7 days. And I'll close my brackets and I'll press enter. So now, do you understand this part now? For me working in this workday international, in this not workday international, in this workday function, it will help us calculate the particular date you are expected to finish work, right? Without Saturdays and Sundays included. Now, if let's assume you were given 6 months to work, you were given 6 months to work, right? Now, you are starting work today. Let me work day. So my start date is today. Then in this days function, in this date argument here, I cannot, if I write 6, it's going to calculate 6 days for me. Now, before I can put 6 months inside it, I have to calculate 6 months into days first. Does anybody have any idea how many days we need be for 6 months? If I'm to use 6 months inside this function here, how many days will it be? Any ideas? Any ideas? Let's see our answers. Some said 120, some said 120, 180. 180, 120. Which one should we believe? 182.5. How did you, for people that got 180, I've got 120. How did you calculate it? How did you get your answer, please? Let us know. How did you end up with your answer? And is it ChatGPT we use? Nobody's answering me again. 180 days is normal bank calendar days for 6 months. A month has 30 days. So we multiply 6 months by 30 days. Okay, 1 year is 365 days. 6 months is half. Okay. Okay, this is it. Let's do it this way. Yes. That's because in those 6 months, yes, some of the months might have 31 days, while some will have 30 days. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to just use the least number of days, which is just 30. Let's use 30. 30 times 6. Why do I keep forgetting the cost? 30 times 6. We're going to use the least number of days, which is what? 30. We're going to use 180 days. So now, for somebody that's going to be starting work today, I want us to grab this concept. For somebody that's going to be starting work today, and you're having 6 months, you're having 6 months to work with us for. Are you getting it? Now, if you're going to be having Saturdays and Sundays off as your weekend, what particular date are you going to be finishing work? That's what this work day is working with. So even if we're not going to be specifying Saturdays and Sundays as our weekends, that's what the function is removing. It's going to remove it for us automatically. So if enter in work day, my start date is today. I'll open up my bracket. Then my days, I'm going to just put 180. I'm going to use 180, but the original date is supposed to be 180 or 183 days. But I'm just going to use 180. I'm going to close my bracket on it, then I'll press enter. So I'm just going to change this one year to date. Okay. Now, someone that's going to be working, that's going to start work today, and person is going to be working for 180 days. 180 days. That person is going to be finishing work December. So that's too large. Now we're looking like it's too large. That's because we don't actually know the number of days that Saturdays and Sundays are contributing to our days. So for someone who's going to be having Saturdays and Sundays off, your number of working days is going to be increased. Now I wish you can actually calculate it here, but 180 days is actually going to be long. Or it's going to be much. So you can, but let us calculate it on our own self, and let us see what Excel returning back for us is correct. But it's supposed to be, yes. That's because it's not actually long, yes. So for somebody going to be working Saturdays and Sundays off, you are going to be finishing work on December 12th, 2025. Now let us now see this Workday International. And this okay, now let me explain the holiday aspect. The holiday aspect in this formula is working like this. In that 6 months, in those 6 months that person is going to be working for you for, are there any holidays in between? Holidays like, let's say you have what holidays do we have? Okay, we have June 12th. We have June 12th as an holiday. We have October 1st as holiday. Which other one? Let me just leave that two. Let me just use that two, right? Now, if you have those two as holidays, now I mean that person, even if those days are weekdays, that let's assume they are weekday, that let's say those two fell on probably Monday or Wednesday when the person is supposed to work. But those days are holidays. And if they are holidays, they're not supposed to work, right? Now, in that holidays aspect, you are going to what? Impute it in. Let's write it here. Let me write it. I said, hey, what I just pressed now? Let me delete this one. Let me write it. The date, June 12th, that's 6/12, 6/12/2025. And then we have October. October is 10. October 1st, 2025. Now, these 2 days, inside that 6 months, they are holidays. Even if they fall on weekdays, even if they fall on weekends, they're not supposed to work. They are not supposed to work on those 2 days. Are you getting it? So in the holiday aspect, you're going to impute it in, as in they're not supposed to work on that day. So they're not supposed to work on that days. Their number of working days is going to be increased. So if I open all this formula back, okay, let me put it here. Equals to work day. I'm just going to repeat what I did here. Work day. The person is still starting work today. They're starting work today. And the number of days they have is what? 180. Now, in the holiday aspect, I'm not going to highlight all my holidays that they have. All the holidays that they're supposed to have off. I'm going to highlight it down. I'll close my bracket on it. Then I'll press enter. And let us see when you're supposed to finish work. Days. So now I can see that it is increased. Meaning they have 2 more days off. They have 2 days off for their holidays. Then I have what? 2 days extra. Now, the reason why this one is bringing out 16 is probably because maybe it fell on a Saturday and Sunday. And Saturdays and Sundays, or let us go to our calendar and check. Let us see what days. Let's see what days. June 12th fell on your calendar. Check it here. June 12th. June 12th is on a Thursday. Okay, let's see October 1st. I hope I'm not going too fast for this class. So, am I going too fast? I don't understand what I'm doing. Please let me know if I understand or I'm not understanding. Easter weekend. Okay. Please, are we getting what I'm saying? Please let me know if we're not understanding. Yes, but manageable. Please don't let it be manageable. But don't worry, you are going to get the recordings. You are going to get the recording. You can always go back to it. So now that's what it actually entails. Yes. So this work day itself, if you are not working Saturdays and Sundays, and you're still having holidays off, your number of working days is going to be increased, whether you like it or not. So now this second one that says Workday International. Workday International is now flexible. It's more flexible than the normal workday. Now this one will allow us to pick our holiday, our weekends ourselves. It's going to allow us to pick our weekends ourselves. It's not going to just automatically pick Saturdays and Sundays off. That's the way Workday does. So let us see how this one also works. Now, before you can use holiday argument inside here, you must have them listed. You can say that let me open it up again. Workday. It's just one argument. That this holiday aspect is just one argument. So if you want to fill out many, let's assume they have like 5 holidays in between. They must all be listed. Where you now highlight that, okay, these are holidays that I want to give these people. Are you getting it? So you cannot be having them one by one. If you're having them one by one, there won't be space for you to for you to put in every one of them. So if you have holidays that you want to fill out for them, you have to have it available in a column or in the cells already. Then when you get to that argument aspect, you just you highlight so that Excel can pick every holidays together for you as their holiday. Now let us work with Workday International. So now, as I said, this one has, you can see it says with custom weekend parameters. That means you can pick your weekends yourself. So if I open up this Workday International, it also has the same thing. Our start date, our days, our weekend, and also our holidays. So now, what's our start date? We're still working with today, right? We're working with today. Then our days, let's use 7 so that it won't be too much. Let's use 7 days. Now, you can start at the weekend aspect now. You can pick your weekend yourself. You can either pick Saturdays and Sundays. Don't let us use past Saturdays and Sundays. You know that's still the same thing that Workday is using for us. Don't let us okay, look at it. For the weekend, we have Saturdays and Sundays. We have Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays. It's still the two days it's still 2 days, which is still the same thing that Workday is giving for us. Now let us pick just 1 day. In that 7 days, you only have 1 day off. Let's pick Monday only. Your weekends are Monday only. But you ask me where 12 is coming from. That's the number that was assigned to Monday only. We can see it. 12, Monday only. That's the number that was assigned to it. So if I pick Monday only, I'm going to pick it up. Then I'll close my brackets, then enter. So now let's see if you only have Monday off as your holiday, as your weekend, what day are you supposed to finish work? This one is finishing work on the 12th of April, 2025. And let us look at what work day is giving us. Work day is giving us what? We're supposed to finish work 15th of April 2025. You can see that you can see the difference now. This one is having Saturdays and Sundays off, 2 days extra. Why this one is just having what? Just 1 day only as your weekend. You only have 1 day only as your weekend. Why this one has what? 2 days only. Why this work day has 2 days as your weekend. So in this work day international, it is more flexible. It allows you to pick your weekend yourself. And then the holiday aspect also the same thing also. If you want to have holidays also, you can pick it out. You can also have it align. You can have them available. Work day international, sorry. You can have them available already, or you can pick them. So my start date is still today. My start date is today. Let us work with that 6 months that we did earlier. No, the number of days 180. Now this one now you're not having 2 days as your weekends. Now you're having just 1 day. Let us use Sunday only. Sunday only. I'll close my brackets, then enter. See. Okay. Now for having just 1 day a week as your own weekends, you can see that the days is now earlier than the normal work day. If you're having just Sunday only as your weekend, you're going to be finishing work 10th of October 31, 2025. While the normal work day itself, you're going to be finishing work December 12, 2025. So you can see the difference now. This one, that work day will automatically remove Saturdays and Sundays off as your weekend. Why this one will allow you to pick your weekend yourself. So your own work day is going to be earlier than any other person that's going to be having what Saturdays and Sundays off as their weekends. Is this space okay? Is it okay? Is the pace okay? Let me know if the pace is okay. Okay. I'm fast. I'm sorry. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if it's only me, but at times when I'm talking, it just used to like come out fast. But don't worry, you can always watch the replay. So now there's something else I want to take us on. That's this week number. Yes, yeah, we're going to see how I want to take us now. Week number. Oh, good. Okay. Now let us see what it works with. So week number, yeah, it says it returns the week number in the year. So when we talk about week number, it says it returns the week number in a year. You know, 30 days, that's September, April. No, that one. 7. We have 52 weeks in a year. If I can remember what they taught me in primary school, we have 52 weeks in a year, right? So now out of that 52 weeks, what week is your date falling on? That is what week number is returning back for us. The week that what our date is 60 seconds. Thank you, Esther. 60 seconds make 1 minute. Where we're going to 52 weeks make 1 year, something like that. Yes. So out of that 52 weeks, what week is your date falling on? So now, presently we're already in April, right? But we don't know what week is today's date. What week is it falling on? Let us check. So open up my week long function. I have the serial number. Remember when we were doing day, year, and month? The serial number is our date. So my serial number, let me put today's date inside. Today. You should help me check today's date and tell me the week that my date is falling on. Let us see this one first, then enter. So it's telling me that I'm on the 14th week out of 52. Is that correct? That's correct. You know, let's check our date. I actually do like, since we're working with date, let us check our date. Let's see. January has how many weeks? You can see it. This is week 1, week 2, week 3, 4, 5. January has 5 weeks. Then February has 4. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. Then let us see. 10, 11, 12, 13, and presently we're on the 14th week. That's correct. Yes. So that's what week norm is returning back for us. So it's returning what? The week number that our date falls on inside the year. What are the 2 weeks that we have in a year? What particular week are we on? So telling us that what? Presently our date, that's today's date, we are in the what? We're in the 14th week. And the other one that says weekday. Weekday is just working with the number of days. You know, we have 7 days in a week, right? If I ask some people what week, what date is the week starting from, some will say it's Sunday, some will say it's Monday, right? Now in this weekday function, it's working like this. If you are picking Sunday as your start, as your start week, right? It's going to return 1 for us. Let me just use the formula to explain. Weekday. So you can see it says it returns a number from 1 to 7, identifying the day of the week of a date. The day of the week of a date. Out of that 7 days that we have in a week, what particular number is your date falling on? So if I open this particular thing up now, let's still use today. Now this one should be returning. Before we press enter, let us calculate ourselves. We have 7 days in a week, right? If Sunday is 1, Sunday is the beginning of the week. That Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, Tuesday is 3, Wednesday is 4, Thursday is 5, today is 6. Are you getting me? So that is what weekday is returning back for us. The number that our week is falling on, that our date is falling on rather. If I put my bracket on it here, then press enter, returning 6 for me. Now the reason why it is returning 6 is because automatically the default one that it is doing for me is it is picking Sunday as my first day of the week. So now just the way we had it in Workday International, we can control what we want as the beginning. We can pick our Monday, we can pick our Tuesday, we can pick any day that we want. So if you check it in the return type, weekday, right? Weekday. My serial number is today. You can see it. This is the second one. That's the second argument. You can see numbers 1, that's Sunday through Saturday. That's Sunday beginning first. Then we have Mondays through Sunday. We have Mondays through Sunday. We have Monday through Sunday. You just have different. You just have to pick the one that you want to work with at the moment. But as a Nigerian, I don't know, let me say I'm a Nigerian. Sunday is supposed to be the start of the week. So I'm just going to leave it as the beginning, which is what? Sunday first. Then I'll press enter. It's still returning 6 for me, right? So that's what weekday is returning back for. It's just returning what? The number of the number that our date is falling on inside a week. So it's working with number. So Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, Tuesday is 3, Wednesday is 4, Thursday is 5, Friday is 6, while Saturday is the 7th day of the week. So if I'm telling it, okay, I want to check Saturday, Saturday is going to be returning what? 7 for me. So that's how it works. Now let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do here. So now our assignment is going to be on this. So now for this column here that we have day name. So I want us to extract out the day number, the day name from this date. What date did this particular day? What day of the week this particular date falls on? We are going to extract out the day name, we're going to extract out the month name, and we're going to extract out the year from it. So now we're using two formulas here. We're using the text function to format out the day name and the month name. Then we're now using the year function to extract out the year from this date. Then we're going to do the same thing for the week norm also. The week norm. If you can insert a new column here, I want us to do the weekday also. I didn't include it when I was sending it. So we're going to do the weekday also in this column. So we're doing the day name, we're doing the month name, we're doing the year, we're doing the week number, we're doing the weekday. That's the first aspect. Then you come to this second one here. We have delivery date. So they say we have to calculate our delivery date, 24 working days, excluding Sunday. That means we're going to be using this order date column as our start date. The other date column is going to be our start date. So as we have to calculate what date will the stock be delivered if we are given 24 working days, excluding Sunday. I'm going to leave it up to you to determine the function you're going to be using. So it's up to you to calculate the function, to get the function we're going to be using. Then in this place here, we have the expiry date, where we have a lifespan of what? Of 7 years. So we're still using that other date also as our start date. If I'm producing this particular thing today, and it's going to be expiring in 7 years, what date is it going to expire exactly? Are you getting me? So we're giving it a lifespan of 7 years. So you use today's class to determine the function you're going to be using to what? To get the expiry date. Now, this one now is now I don't know, something like a test or something. Yes. So in this place here, we have to get the number of days, the number of weeks, the number of months, and the number of years. Now let me explain what I have to do here. If you get the particular date that this product is going to expire, are you getting me? After using your function, you have gotten the date that is going to expire in 7 years. Now this one here, they're saying number of days. It's telling us that how many days did it take that particular thing to expire between the order date and the expiry date? That's what this column M is talking about. How many days did it take to expire? That's for this first one. Then for this one that says number of weeks, if you have gotten the number of days, how many weeks did it take to expire? You know, in January, we have 31 days, right? That's number of days. That's the number of days. We have 31 days. Now, number of weeks. How many weeks did we have in this January that we had here? We had 5 weeks, right? So now after calculating your expiry date with a lifespan of 7 years, you're going to get the number of days that it took to expire. You're going to calculate the number of weeks that it took that particular thing also to expire. I'm also going to calculate the number of months that it took it to expire. I'm not sure if you understand. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Before you can calculate this column M, N, and O, you have to get the expiry date first. Please let me know if you understand. Okay. So now after calculating the expiry date, after getting the expiry date of what you're actually calculating, you have gotten the expiry date. Now, how many number of days did it take it to expire? How many number of weeks did it take it to expire? How many number of months did it take it to expire? Are you getting me? So you calculate that aspect. Are we clear on that? That's going to be our assignment. So now we know we're going to be having a class tomorrow also. So I don't want to bombard us with too much assignment. But if you can do it, there is another aspect of our assignment on column R here. If you can do it for people that want to do it. But I can give you again tomorrow. But if you can actually attempt it, you can do it and then submit. So we have the best payment method, we have the best sale type, we have the total quantity for each day. And now you can see, look at this number 3 here. It says total quantity for each day and month. Before we can calculate this each day and month, we must have done day name and month name before we can actually do it. That's what I mean by we actually need this day name and month name. In the aspect that if I want to get what particular day am I actually making sales, what particular month do I make a lot of sales, so we can get it here. So just after calculating all these ones that we just did today, if you can actually attempt this assignment, do it and then submit. But if you can't, you're submitting next week also because it's an assignment. So I don't want us to attempt it. If you can attempt it, then we're going to see next week. Rush. I want you to rush it, but don't mind you. But if you can actually, if you can, there's no problem. But if you can't, it's still an assignment. I'm still going to be giving you next week, but there's no issue. So that's it for today's class. Now, somebody was raising hands earlier. I think Emmanuel was so. Do you still have question I want to ask me? Do you still have your question that you still want to ask me? Emmanuel? I think it was Emmanuel now. Yes. Okay. All right. So what's the question? Is this something you want to type or you still want us to hear your beautiful voice? I'm too fast. Sorry. Don't worry. You watch replay. Oh yeah, answer now. Want us to hear your voice? I mean, you want to type the question. Okay, let's see. Let me stop recording actually. Okay. Ask for it.
Good evening.
Good evening, Emmanuel. Good evening.
Yeah. I realize at the date side, you
It,
keep on going there to change the format to date from the
yes.
number.
Yes.
Isn't a way of doing it like automatically?
Mm, there's not actually a way for you to actually take it automatically. If what you're working with, if the answer is given you doesn't align with what you want, then you can go up there and change it. And I told you, if now let's assume now I'm working with dates, are you getting me? And I've done the first one, it's giving me a number, I've done the second one, it's giving me a number. I can just change the entire column. I'll just pick the entire column and then change it to dates. Then everything under that column is going to be in date, date, date. But other than that, it is until you pick it yourself, until you change the number format yourself, before it will give you that correct answer. Do you understand? Because you might want something in percentage, but then the automatic one is going to be giving you in general. So you have to be the one to go up there and then change it to what? To the percentage that you're working with. You understand? Okay. Oasis. All right. Mute.
Okay,
Oasis. Good
good evening. Can
evening.
you hear me?
Good evening.
Okay, thank you so much for today's class.
You're most
Although I
welcome.
came late, but I was able to pick up. But I just have one observation which prompted my question.
Okay.
Now, we were using today as our default date.
Yes.
So, for instance, we use today as a default date. Then by tomorrow, since Excel work with your system date and your system date works with your normal date,
Yeah.
don't you think that
It
is
will
going to
change.
actually exactly?
Yes, but you can always write it inside of it. You can just write your dates. When you make it constant, meaning you are writing, today's date now is 4/4/2025. Now instead of writing today, but I don't want it to change, I can write it inside as 4/4/2025. So that one won't change. You understand? It won't change.
Okay.
So you can always write inside yourself that okay, I want to pick today's date, but I'm not asking you to what to update. I'm not picking it as today function. I want you to help me write it out like this. 4/4/2025. So that one won't change even if you leave it to tomorrow.
All right. All right.
Yes.
Thank
You're welcome. Nobody else? Is that all? Nobody else? Okay. All right. So that's it for tonight's class. Thank you so much for being patient to stay to the end. Thank you. So I'm going to draw the replay very soon so that we can go back and watch it. All right. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you. The data set, I've dropped it before the class even started. So you can go and check it out. I've dropped it in the class.